Welcome back, everybody, and today we're going to be fishing at a local park to try to find ourselves the perfect bluegill to add to our aquarium and to be our new pet. Today I'm going to be throwing on some salmon eggs here on this tiny little hook and try to catch a couple bluegill here and find a nice pretty one to keep. But I would normally use worms for this, but we've had kind of a drought lately, so I'll have to stick with these salmon eggs. And normally it works pretty well for catching trout, bluegill, all kinds of different stuff, so that's what we're using today. All right, I also have a set of waders on here. These just go up to just below my waist, mid-thigh area, and they work pretty awesome. I only used them a couple times, but they work pretty well, so first cast. Just gonna kind of let it drift. It's pretty hot here at the moment. Oh, I already got a bite. That's good. Maybe got a little bluegill. Ooh, there's another bite there. By the looks of that, this might be an exciting day. I actually have another spot that I was planning on going to, but people are already there, so this spot might have to do. But if we don't have any luck here catching the fish I want to catch, then we're gonna have to go back over there and see if they're gone yet. So the cool thing about using salmon eggs is that I could hopefully catch a trout today too. That would be pretty neat, and we'll see if I do. But it's actually a lot of nice sized trout in here. They stock it pretty heavily, and it is kind of late for the season right now in terms of stocking, but maybe we might get lucky and catch something. I saw probably a 15-inch rainbow the other day down underneath the other bridge, so never know what you catch out here. So with these salmon eggs, I'm just kind of trying to let it drift downstream like it normally would for any kind of particle or something that smells like this or of this nature that a fish would like to eat. So that's what I'm trying with that. I went out earlier in the trout season and caught 3 nice rainbows, actually on the same creek, using salmon eggs. So also caught a bunch of creek chubs and a bunch of bluegills out here using salmon eggs. So definitely a cool lure or bait to use. Oh, pulled it. Took on my bait. Might have to restock with some more salmon eggs soon. Use quite a bit. They also have orange ones and all different kinds of colors, if you didn't know already. But I normally get these from Cabela's and work pretty well. So the bluegill we're gonna try to catch has to be a small guy. Oh, there's a bite there. Because I want to have a small fish to be able to grow up in my tank. So you might have taken my, oh, we still have him, okay. But anyway, I want to have a small fish to be able to raise up. I don't want a big slab of a bluegill to be able to fit in my tank, because I only have a 10-gallon tank, so I don't want it to be a huge bluegill in there. There's a bite. There's one. Look at that. Alright, so that's a beautiful little bluegill. But I think that might be a little too big for what I'm looking for. Oh. Well, it's one way to release them. Oh my god. Do you guys see that? This giant I think that was carp, because they were ginormous. Those had to be 5-6 pounds. They were huge. I might have to come back here and bring some corn, because those guys were ginormous. It's like they swam up right here, right next to me, and then saw my feet and swam away. Those are some big fish. I didn't even know they had that big a fish in this creek. Knew they had some nice trout, but I didn't know they had carp. These guys are pretty smart. Every time I move my hand or do anything, really, it scares them off. So I didn't realize they could see that easily above water. I knew bass could. I didn't realize that with carp. I think that might have to be a future video. Just coming back here with some corn and trying to catch these big carp. maybe I'll bring a couple friends and we'll try to figure that out. But I'd love to hook up on one of those guys. Look at that. There's a lot of frisbee golf courses around here, so not surprised to find that. All right. So now I'm gonna work my way over to the other spot. Not much there, saw some pretty big fish. Caught one little bluegill, but the other spot I think we'll definitely have some more luck. So we're gonna try that out there, and I'm definitely gonna go back there to try to catch those carp. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now on the other side of the park here. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's this huge trout, or maybe it's a carp, just like over there, but there's a huge fish in the middle there, probably 15 inches. And I think that's the same one I've been telling you guys about, just hanging out underneath this bridge here. So, I don't know. I never can get him to bite anything. But anyway, we're here to catch a bluegill, so let's try to do that. Little creek chub. Pretty little guy. Okay. Oh, came off. I think these are all creek chubs. Still a ton of fun to catch, but not what we're looking for. There's a sunfish. All right, we're gonna keep this guy for our pet. Really pretty looking fish. All right, we got our bluegill, and I was just about to say, I put my lucky charm on what I found when I first got here, that little bracelet. And right as I was about to say that, I caught that bluegill, so pretty awesome. Here he is in the cup here. I have a bigger container for him in the car, but now we're just gonna try to transport this guy, make sure he's okay, and put him in the tank. All right, he's now in the tank, acclimating for a little bit, making sure that everything's all right. And I'm just praying that the pH level, or I didn't screw anything up really with this guy, but everything should be all right. And hopefully he likes his new home. All right, let's let him into his new home. There he is. Look at him. Oh, that's awesome. So you may think he does kind of look big for the tank, but I'm pretty sure the rule is per 1 inch of fish, you should have 1 gallon of water. So this little guy should be able to grow up to 10 inches in this tank. And right now, I think he's around 3.5, 4 inches. So hopefully he really likes it in here. And I'm not gonna put any other fish in here besides maybe a couple crawfish at the bottom, which might be another video trying to find the right crawfish for this tank here, but hopefully he likes it. He's hiding back there behind the skulls. Before you decide to catch and keep a pet like this, in this example a bluegill, make sure you check with your state's regulations to make sure that you're not breaking any laws in terms of keeping these fish. And I know in the state that I live, as long as the fish is caught legally, in other words, as long as I have a license, since I am over 16, since I have a license and caught this legally, it is perfectly okay for me to be able to keep this as a pet and use it as bait or fish with it. Eat it as well. So as long as you catch it legally is no issue, and actually no specification on actually keeping a wild fish as a pet. So make sure you look into that before you decide to keep one for yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, I also want to get a crawfish. So this is going to be kind of crawfish corner over here, an area where the crawfish can kind of hide and hang out, and that should be pretty neat for them. But that's what it's looking like. Another cool thing about having a pet bluegill like this is knowing that I'll be able to add more years to his life, I guess you could say. Normally these bluegills don't last a lot of time in the wild. I think the lifespan is like 5 to 8 years on average, but in captivity they can live 11 years, 12 years, and throughout. So pretty awesome to be able to have that aspect of it and allow it to have a good life and keep it in here. So pretty awesome. Also, I think the name for this little guy will be Larry, but I'm not quite sure yet. Let me know if you guys have any better suggestions. But I think Larry is a pretty good option for now. I'll make sure to update you guys on how Larry's doing, if he's settling in well, if there's any issues with him, and I'll make sure to update you guys when he starts to eat. But anyway, that's our new pet, Larry. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.